This is just a gentle reminder to be so compassionate and loving to yourself, even in just a little way today. Woke up with some crazy hair today, and for me, like, I see it as like a beautiful collaboration between like me and my pillow. I did not know that I was going to create this, and then here I am just creating this awesome tangle of curls and volume. It's fascinating. It's fascinating that I can see like something like that now. And in the past I tried so hard to make my hair straighter, make my hair blonder, and it's not to say that those things weren't like a extension of my expression, but I also feel like there's something so beautiful in seeing like just my natural like hair, seeing this like and even now I'm like trying to push it down, but it's like this is literally like me, like my volume, my hair in my face, poking my eyes, itching. It's all me. And it just goes back to like the things that I've been working through in my personal development. And it just fascinates me how I feel this like expectation, this like longing to just get it right. And actually it's just been more and more just me showing up. Whatever that looks like to me on any given day, it could be a lot of different, ways that I'm showing up. It could be a very, you know, serious time for me. Like I'm going through a lot in my personal life, and it just feels like I'm still finding moments in the day where I can look to all the incredible things that I have. I can see all the amazing opportunities that are ready for me. I can see, like, as an artist, that I can create whatever the fuck I want. Like, I can pick up a paintbrush today and I can express myself however I want. Sometimes is that I've taken that for granted, and I have a strong feeling it's because I didn't know like how lucky I was. I didn't know how difficult it could be for some people to pick up something as simple as like a colored pencil and just create different types of strokes, just nonsensical like expression from this material, from this tool. I see how, like, for me, it's taken me time to get to this place in my life where I can, even if I'm not feeling inspired or not necessarily inspired, but if I'm not feeling in the realm of creating realistic type of art, that I still show up in my journal, on my easel, and I allow myself to just create these really free flowing strokes, these expressive ways that I can like move through. And so I think for me, I have taken that for granted. I have seen that as easy at times. But the more that I've seen that people have this restriction, I think what I'm seeing is that, like, for some people, there is this restriction on creativity, that they have this rigidity to how they show up and how they can express themselves, as though they're already like linking themselves to the end result. And I was talking about this with my uncle yesterday. I'm putting together some workshops, and I'm getting so psyched because I'm creating space for myself by not asking for an opportunity, but engaging in collaboration. And so I see that he has this space. I see how there's an opportunity there to share what I do in his community, in his established space. And I think to myself, wow, like if I come into this space and I already know this about myself, I know how easy free flowing it is for me to get into that mindset, into that very expressive present state. I can also hold space for people to do the same. I recently had some experiences with some friends where one one friend took to this type of work like a fish to water. It was just very easy, very free flowing. And the other was very constricted and very judgmental. And I found the duality very fascinating, and I didn't judge either or. It was just me observing this about a different type of energy. And I think that even though both didn't know what the work was necessarily, I don't think that they had ever really done this type of expressive type of just art creation. It's all helping me to realize that not everyone is going to be like me coming into a space like that. Not everyone is going to necessarily take to it so quickly. However, that doesn't mean that it is not possible. That doesn't mean that just because, you know, your first attempt at this doesn't go well, or in your mind, in your expectations, that it isn't proving the result that you were expecting. I think that sometimes people get drawing and drawing realistically confused with like just being expressive, and the same way that you just allow yourself to kind of like frolic in a meadow and just kind of run around. It's like you could run a track, you could, do laps around like a track, and that's fine. There's structure in that. But what if you like allowed yourself to just be free? So there is this and that. The running of the track is structured, and drawing, I feel like, sometimes can be a very structured thing. There's a certain way of sketching, and the end result is, oh, if it looks most like the individual that you're trying to portray, if it looks like the most like them, then you've succeeded, then you've done it right. But I think that there's this other version, or this other take on this type of expression, this type of creativity, that I think that people like don't often see. For me, like I could also put more of this type of my work out there too. There are days where I don't paint anything, and my art doesn't look like this realistic, hunk of a man. Like there are days where I allow myself to just be with the presence of my watercolor pencils or my Posca pens, or all these different materials, and I want to feel into them, and I want to allow them to be honored in that they are all unique. They are all different. And if I don't allow myself to experiment and play and explore how these different mediums like make me feel, then how am I going to know like the type of art that I just naturally will create free flowingly? And I think I've been realizing how important that is, that there's some people who have maybe never tried a Posca pen marker, and they don't even know what the heck that is. And I think that the work that I will be doing like in the next coming months is really holding space for people to just play and explore that and allow themselves to just be expressive in not creating anything for the result, but creating for the joy of the present moment. And who cares what that looks like? Who cares if it's, you know, getting all these views or getting all these likes? Like that's not the point of this type of art. This type of art is to be fully you, fully expressed, and you don't know what needs to move through your creative energy field in order for you to get to whatever else you want to feel in your life. Whatever else you want to feel into your life, that's going to help, because the energy won't be blocked in the things that, oh, I can't do, oh, I've never done. It'll be like, hey, wow, I'm reaffirming to myself that I've done something new. I can do something new. Look at how like I've I've put myself out of my comfort zone to try this thing, and look how I've allowed myself to shift this like this feeling into something like, hey, like I may judge it and I may see it as this shit is ugly, but in that moment when you were being present with that thing that you were creating, how did it make you feel? Did you feel like you were having fun? You weren't overthinking it? You weren't like judging yourself already for all the things that people were going to say, like if you were to share it? Is this scribble of mess actually something bringing you close to yourself? And in that, in bringing you close to yourself, it'll also bring you closer to others. Because if this one little activity shifts your energy into, damn, it's ugly, but I had fun. Like it's a mess. And what does it even mean? What does it mean to you? Not the end, but in the moment when you created this thing, what did it mean to you? Did you allow yourself to be fully expressed, or did you feel like I still held myself back a little bit? Felt like there was parts of me that wanted to make big bold strokes and I choose to make little ones. And not judging that, but just like observing it and being like, if I were to do this again, would I hold back more to feel more comfortable? Would I hold back my creativity as to be accepted? Like, what is like the story you're telling yourself? And so from that, you can also see, wow, do I also feel like I'm growing from this experience? Do I feel like I'm freeing myself from the expectation? Do I feel like the result was not ever the goal? The end result is not about the art. The end result is about you as an individual, how you're showing up thereafter, and how you take this and how you allow yourself to show up in the world after you've shown up for yourself, after you've given yourself this space that maybe you're doing for the first time in your whole life. And you're thinking like, this makes me feel really uncomfortable because I've always told myself that I'm not an artist. I've always told myself I'm not creative. I've always told myself this, or that other people have told me that I suck at drawing, or, you know, all these things, these stories that we've been told for so much of our lives, and we've made it true. Like, this is what my work is. It's challenging you as an individual to step into play, to step into this fun loving energy and be like, okay, this is something I've never done before because of all this stuff that's been said and told to me and taught to me. But I'm choosing to just explore this a little bit. If I know I'm safe in exploring this type of work, and I know that in doing this, I can get to know myself better, why wouldn't I try? Why would I continue to go about this life holding myself back from something that I was born already to fully embody as an individual, as a person of this world, you're born to create. We were born to like create life. We were born to create experiences, our day-to-days, like all these things. We speak, we're creating. Like we move our energy throughout life. It's a form of creation. And I think this type of work, what I believe in this work is that it makes you more aligned. It makes you more yourself and less what other people want you to be. And so I'm really excited to be sharing this type of content with you. I'm really excited to be exploring this type of raw, playful, authentic, and fun-loving energy. Because ultimately, like, this isn't meant to make you feel small. It's meant to expand you. It's meant to grow you. It's meant to have you embrace a part of yourself that's no longer performing. It's having you embrace this part of yourself that wants so badly to be seen and experienced. Maybe you're feeling like, hey, like, I don't feel safe to go out to the store and buy myself some crayons. What is someone going to think about, like, a grown adult, like, buying some crayons? I see safety in that. I see fun and play and love and genuine curiosity. And I think that's something that we need to do for ourselves. That's something that we need to openly create so that we can feel into our expression, so that we can feel into like what it is to be human, flawed and fun and weird and expressive and all these things that sometimes are put on us to think and feel like we have to show up a certain way. And actually, all we need to do is show up as ourselves. And if that's challenging, if that feels like, I can't do this, I can never do something like this, I can never show up and show my natural born curls and my smudgy makeup, and then we're going to be continuing to live for other people. We're going to be continuing to live in this world that is not ours. We'll continue to have this limited idea and expectation of ourselves, and all that ends up happening is we do ourselves a disservice. We live this limited life, and the way I see it is as like a palette of paint. And like in the primary colors, it's blue, yellow, red. And with blue, yellow, red, you can create infinite colors. And it's incredible that with these like colors, you can mix and mix and mix and mix. And it changes and it evolves, it grows into being all these different things. I like to throw white in there too, because white makes, oh, forget about it. Like white and the primary colors, when I see this, I think to myself, are you limiting your own color palette? Are you only allowing yourself to dip into one of these colors? Are you only allowing yourself to dip into two of these colors? And when you're using these colors, you're not using them together. Are you allowing yourself to mix them together? Are you allowing yourself to play with a hue of yellow and a tinge of white and a mix of red? Like, are you allowing yourself to really go in, truly experiment and explore with what that creates? Are you allowing yourself to mix colors in your life? Do you allow yourself to play and to say, hey, it might turn into complete mud, but at least I'm trying. At least I'm trying something new. I'm attempting to understand how these colors mix together. I'm understanding more about myself and how I view these colors. And so, yeah, that's my spiel for today. Just wanted to share that along and, make it very clear that I believe so deeply in this work, and no one No one can create this experience for you. Not AI, not your best friend, not your family, your friend, like whoever it is, like no one can create this experience for you. No one can have this experience for you except you. Everyone is going to have this experience differently. Everyone is going to mix a color differently and feel differently about it. And that is the beauty about life. Like it's you mixing these colors and realizing, wow, I love the way these colors mix together. And someone else looking over to you and being like, hey, I love mixing color like that too. And you vibing off of like those people, and you even taking into account that sometimes we'll do things that make us feel uncomfortable, but then we'll find certain parts of that that actually set us free. And so in the discomfort, we can find that growth, we can find that newness, that oneness with self through the experience. And so I thank you. I thank you for listening. And if any of this calls to you in any way, I want to know, and I want to hold space for you. So let me know.